In the annals of diplomacy, few events loom as large as the Camp David Summit of 1978. It was a watershed moment in Middle Eastern history, marked by the convergence of bold moves and diplomatic dances. Orchestrated by two key players, Egyptian President Anwar Sadat and American President Jimmy Carter. Against the backdrop of decades-old animosity and conflict, these leaders embarked on a journey that would captivate the world and shape the course of peace negotiations in the region. The stage was set against the backdrop of the Yom Kippur War of 1973, a conflict that had once again thrown the Middle East into turmoil. Egypt and its Arab allies, buoyed by support from the Soviet Union, had launched a surprise attack on Israel. The conflict underscored the deep-seated tensions between Israel and its neighbors, with the specter of the Cold War looming large in the background. However, amid the chaos and bloodshed, Anwar Sadat emerged as a beacon of hope for peace. In a bold and unexpected move, Sadat made a historic trip to Jerusalem in 1977, extending an olive branch to Israel and signaling his willingness to negotiate a peaceful resolution to the conflict. His visit, though met with skepticism and opposition from within the Arab world, laid the groundwork for the Camp David Summit. At the helm of the American delegation was President Jimmy Carter, a man of unwavering faith and a commitment to peace. Carter saw in Sadat a kindred spirit, a fellow man of faith, and he was determined to do everything in his power to facilitate a breakthrough in the negotiations. His genuine admiration for Sadat, coupled with his diplomatic finesse, would prove to be instrumental in the summit's proceedings. The negotiations at Camp David were fraught with tension and disagreement. Sadat, emboldened by his bold overtures to Israel, pushed for sweeping concessions, including the complete withdrawal of Israeli forces from occupied territories and the establishment of a Palestinian state. Carter, ever the mediator, sought to bridge the gap between Sadat's demands and Israeli Prime Minister Menahem Begin's concerns. Despite their best efforts, the negotiations teetered on the brink of collapse multiple times. Begin, wary of compromising Israel's security, pushed back against Sadat's demands, leading to heated exchanges and impassioned debates. Carter, caught in the middle, worked tirelessly to find common ground and keep the negotiations on track. In the end, it was Carter's unwavering commitment to peace and his diplomatic skill that helped broker an agreement. The Camp David Accords, signed in September 1978, laid the groundwork for peace between Israel and Egypt, marking a historic turning point in the region's tumultuous history. The Accords paved the way for the eventual return of the Sinai Peninsula to Egypt, and set the stage for future negotiations between Israel and its neighbors.